Khloé Kardashian is determined to support Scott Disick, even though Kourtney has moved on. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Khloé Kardashian has been very close to Scott Disick for many years, and even though some people think their friendship is just something made up for TV, those who truly know them say it is real and deep. Many fans of their reality show have said they believe Khloé and Scott are being playful and flirty on screen just to keep people watching. But someone close to them has come forward to explain that their relationship is not fake at all. In fact, they spend much more time together than most people know. Whether Khloé's sister Kourtney Kardashian is okay with this or not, the connection between Khloé and Scott has been strong for a long time and continues to grow. The insider says that Scott has been part of Khloé's life since she was in her early 20s. From the beginning, they became very close and treated each other like family. According to the person who knows them well, Khloé has always said that Scott will always be family to her no matter what happens in life. The source added that Scott has always been very protective of Khloé. He looks out for her the same way a big brother would. Their bond has been tested over the years through many hard times, but it has never broken. In fact, the hard times have only brought them closer. Scott has been there for Khloé through some of the most painful and heartbreaking moments in her life. When she was going through her divorce from her ex-husband Lamar Odom, Scott was by her side, helping her cope with all the pain. Later on, when she had to deal with the cheating scandals involving her ex-boyfriend Tristan Thompson, Scott was there again. He tried everything he could to support her and make her feel strong. These moments showed Khloé that Scott was someone she could always rely on. According to the source, she now sees him as someone who has proven his loyalty to her again and again, and for that reason, she refuses to push him away. The insider continued by saying that Khloé does not feel like she has to choose between Scott and Kourtney just because Kourtney has moved on with her life. Khloé is not trying to say anything bad about Kourtney when she is with Scott, and she's not sharing any private information about her sister. At least, that is what she says. Still, Kourtney reportedly feels a bit uneasy about how close her sister is to her ex-partner. The source says that Kourtney believes there may be more going on behind her back and that she finds the whole situation upsetting. Kourtney is especially said to be uncomfortable with the fact that Khloé chose Scott as the very first guest on her new podcast. That choice, according to people close to the family, says a lot about where Khloé's priorities lie. Even though she has sisters she could have invited, she picked Scott. This decision is one of the things that has made Kourtney wonder if Khloé is taking sides or ignoring her feelings. The insider said that when the topic of Scott comes up, Khloé gets very defensive. She doesn't think she's doing anything wrong and doesn't understand why Kourtney would be upset about the friendship. Scott and Kourtney had a long relationship that lasted for about 9 years. They went through many ups and downs together before deciding to break up in 2015. During their time together, they had 3 children. Their oldest son, Mason, is now 15 years old. Their daughter, Penelope, is 12, and their youngest son, Rain, is 10. After the breakup, they tried to co-parent their kids while building new lives separately. Kourtney eventually found love again with Travis Barker, the well-known drummer from the band Blink-182. Kourtney and Travis had known each other for a long time as friends before they began dating in early 2021. Their relationship quickly became serious. In May 2022, the couple got married in a civil ceremony in Santa Barbara, California. They followed that with a bigger wedding celebration in Portofino, Italy, on May 22, 2022, which was attended by close family and friends. Later on, Kourtney and Travis welcomed a new child together. Their son, Rocky 13, was born on November 1, 2023, making them a family of 4. Even with Kourtney moving forward and starting a new family, Khloé and Scott have continued their unique friendship. On January 8, Scott appeared on the very first episode of Khloé's new podcast called Khloé in Wonderland. During that episode, the two talked openly about how people have always wondered whether their relationship is more than just friendship. This rumor has been around for years, and even Scott's own parents used to ask him about it. Scott shared a story on the podcast about how his late parents, Bonnie and Jeffrey Disick, used to hear the gossip and then joke with him about it. He remembered how they used to ask him things like whether he had gotten Khloé pregnant, and he would laugh and say yes just to play along. Of course, it was never true, and he was just joking with them. On the podcast, Scott made a similar joke again, but Khloé quickly interrupted him to make it clear that he was not being serious. She told listeners that Scott never got her pregnant, just in case anyone thought the joke was real. Khloé also said that her fans had been very interested in hearing her and Scott talk openly. She had asked her followers who they wanted as the first guest on her podcast, and most people said they wanted Scott. She explained that people had a lot of questions about the two of them. One of the most common questions was whether they had ever been involved in a romantic way. Another question was why the two of them were not married. These questions showed that many fans still wonder about the true nature of their bond. While Scott jokingly shouted yes when asked if they had ever hooked up, Khloé once again had to step in and say no. She reminded everyone that they had never been romantically involved in that way. Then Scott got serious and said that it was really strange and even a little disturbing that people think they could ever be more than friends. He said that it doesn't make any sense, especially since he has children with Khloé's sister. He explained that they are not soulmates, and while he often makes silly or wild comments, he's never serious about them. Khloé added that if they ever did get together for real, the public would probably attack them and say terrible things. She said it would be seen as disgusting, even though there's nothing inappropriate about their actual friendship. Their conversation on the podcast showed how close they are and how much fun they have together. It also gave fans a better understanding of how they really feel about each other. Even though people on the outside continue to create stories about them, Scott and Khloé seem to be clear on what their relationship is and what it is not. Khloé's loyalty to Scott has raised some eyebrows, especially since Kourtney has moved on and started a new chapter in her life. Still, Khloé believes that cutting Scott out of her life would be unfair, considering everything he has done for her. To her, it doesn't matter that he used to date her sister. What matters is that he has been there when she needed someone the most. There is also the emotional support side of their friendship. Scott seems to understand Khloé in a way that not many people do. He has been around her family for so many years that he knows all the history and all the little things that others might not. This makes their conversations easy and comforting. They laugh, they joke, but they also talk about real things. And that kind of connection is not easy to find. Even with all the talks and rumors, Khloé continues to stand by her friendship with Scott. She has always been the type of person who values loyalty and long-term relationships, whether romantic or not. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.